Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Indiegaga. We have a band called Rudra. Now they are from all around the country, from Assam to Himachal to places definitely up north, but they came together with Pallav, who came during the COVID time. Now we need to ask them questions that are very important. Gaurav is not only the lead singer, but the motivating factor, and he went through some major personal trauma, which we'll talk about. But this is a band that comes through the highs and lows of life, and this is what they're all about. You have Akshay, who's the manager. We have Abhay, who's a percussionist, and then Amazon. Now he is one person you need to really listen to because he come right in between, and he's the bassist. And welcome to the show, guys. It's been a pleasure having you over, but there's lots to talk about your band called Rudra.
ओके सो लाइक जब हमने बैंड शुरू किया था तो उस टाइम पे सिर्फ मेरा एक्स गिटारिस्ट ऋषभ एंड आई वाज देयर एंड हम जस्ट जैम करते थे। ऐसा कुछ था नहीं सोचने का कि लाइक वी विल फॉर्म अ बैंड एंड विल परफॉर्म समथिंग। हमें म्यूजिक पसंद था तो हम कर रहे थे एंड कुछ नाम सोचना था एंड वी ऑल वर वी ऑल आर एक्चुअली डिवोटी ऑफ शिवा एंड वी वर सो इनटू इट कि मैंने रुद्राक्ष बोला था एक्चुअली, बट ऑलरेडी बैंड था रुद्राक्ष नाम का इंडिया में। देन ऋषभ सेड कि या लेट्स जस्ट कॉल इट रुद्रा, नो आई सेड या फाइन, लेट्स जस्ट डू इट। सो दैट्स हाउ वी गॉट दिस नेम।
So, I mean, if I can ask you a question, Gaurav suddenly comes in between and he plays the flute. Where did all this start off from?
टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट मुझे भी नहीं पता एंड दैट इज रिकॉर्डेड, दैट इज रिकॉर्डर विच जो मैं बजाता हूँ और फ्लूट एज वेल आई प्ले, बट इट्स जस्ट कि आई डोंट नो हाउ आई प्ले। मैं बस बजा देता हूँ, वो समहाउ अच्छा लग जाता है। आई डोंट नो हाउ, but it's just like this. It's magical for me.
So, looking at your performances and what you've been through, I mean, the different stages of music and the kind of impact that you had on yourselves as being a band, could you elaborate on that? Because it's very important for us to understand that you guys, as a band called Rudra, the time that of inception happened as you being a band, coming to the point that you are right now, the different stages, what motivated you? Coaching was a part of it also, I can understand. But apart from that, what really brought you to where you are right now?
That initially the two main people, the core members of the band, were Gaurav and and our ex-guitarist. So so they were the ones who formed the band. It was sort of a jam that happened. They knew this is what they like. Covering basically getting various trotams of Shiva, and fusing it with sort of a rock feel, and that's they clicked well with that, and they decided to go on and stick on to that. Uh, Things happened here and there. Abhay joined the band. With Abhay joining the band, sort of the vision started becoming more clear, because drummer always brings with him sort of a better structure. It sort of envelops a lot of things that are missing. So that started to happen, and then yes, the band started to play a couple of local gigs here and there. And then once this was happening, Amazer also joined the band, and then a couple of years into this phase, I think the turning point of the band was when band started to play. Band was very often invited to play in Manali, so they would play at these clubs, and this was more of a seasonal thing, and they started playing there, and that was sort of the turning point, for the band. And that's where things happened. It was around this time only when I met the band, and like I already told you, for the initial couple of years we were sort of in an open relationship, like the people said, that I'm managing them, sometimes we are not managing them, because we're all very busy with all of with so many other things, because I was also managing Sushmit Sen at that point of time, who's the founder of this band called Indian Ocean. And so things were really hectic and busy, so all this on and off started happening. Our first ever thing together that we did, I think, where we said that yes, finally we've done it, was a deal that I cracked, that we cracked for Hard Rock Cafe. And playing there was a massive experience for us. The kind of stage we were in, that was still, I won't say it wasn't the inception phase, but still the beginning phase, and getting an opportunity to play at that point of time at a stage like that was massive for us. After that, a great gig happened, was the festival at the Ran of Kutch. and that was again a turning point, playing with one of the best 30 bands of the country, the 3-day festival, a totally different experience. It was called Into the Void. Beautiful experience happened. And then a lot of things happened, just before the lockdown, I had chalked out an all India tour with the band. So, we were all full throttle into the motion doing. We covered a lot of cities, Dehradun, Delhi, Gurgaon, Jaipur, South India, Bombay, and we did a lot of shows. So the gig we did at Bombay was sort of fused with this. It wasn't really a standalone gig, but yeah, the gig that the band performed was at Narsi Munji College. It's an MBA college, which was again one of the greatest experiences. And then, of course, they have played at all the better colleges of the country. Then Kappa TV happened, and that was again a big turning point for us. So this was for the first time that the band had really released some, video, like some content came out. And so this was again something very interesting, for us. The overall experience, I think, that an artist gets, while recording for these sessions and, all sorts, it's a beautiful experience. After this, just before the lockdown, was a beautiful show that the band did, and it was Coke Studio Live that happened in Gurgaon. Amazing set of audiences, beautiful experience, amazing sound. Everything was flawless. Everything was wonderful, and the aura, the feeling, the feeling that one gets of thousands of people sitting in front of you and singing along the songs that you have composed. It's a brilliant factor.
So, were you guys, I mean, are any of you trained musically? I mean, do you have any background in classical music or been trained at all? Because it seems to be that some background in classical music is there, but I'm not very sure. Can you tell us about that?
I am a self-trained drummer. I've never took any class. Gaurav, on the other hand, he took some vocal classes.
Pallav, what about you? Were you also trained musically? Because I can see there's some influence there. It's in your blood, of course, but were you trained musically? Classically? Musically, of course, you already have it, but classically, were you trained?
Yes, Sidharth, I had my formal guitar classes for nearly 2 years when I was aged nearly 13 or 14. And after those 2 years, my teacher, he had to shift to a different place, and then I had to continue on my own, learning from YouTube videos and all. But I never had been into a pure form of classical music. But once in my life, I got to hear music from a magical guitarist called Babu from your place. He's like he's like God to me, and from him I started listening more classical music and all, and I like the way he transforms rock music into classical music. So and from him only he inspired me to get a knowledge about this Indian classical ragas and all. But apart from that, no, I never had formal classes on classical music. I just play whatever I hear, or I just try to play whatever there's in my mind. I just try to play them on the neck. That's all.
So, who decides what happens? Because musically, you guys are coming together as a band, but Lakshay suddenly come and say, "No, you don't play it this way." Abhay will come on percussion and say, "This is what we need to do." Gaurav will say, "Nahi, aisa nahi karne ka hai." And then suddenly, Pallav will be very quiet, but Amrit will come between and say, "No, aisa hi karne ka hai." Is that the way it's happening, or what is synergy all about?
हाँ, हम लोगों में आइज कनेक्टेड होता था, मतलब हम एक दूसरे को आइज कनेक्ट कर करके, मतलब डोहर भाई, जो अभय भाई हैं, मिस्टर डोहर, वो और मैं, तो मतलब हम दोनों, तो वो मुझे ऐसे बना कर रखते हैं कि भाई एकदम टाइट रहने का, मतलब क्यों कि मतलब अगर हम दोनों टाइट नहीं रहेंगे तो पूरा बैंड अप है बॉस। तो उनकी आई कॉन्टेक्ट हमेशा स्टेज पे रहती है, और हम लोग एकदम साथ देखकर वो मुझे देते हैं इशारा, और हम फिर ऐसे मतलब रहती है।
Now, as a band, you guys are sitting in different parts of India. Someone is in Assam, somebody is in Chandigarh, somebody is in Delhi. How do you come together as a band? I mean, it's like beyond me to understand as to, how your creativeness comes together, how do you sync everything together. I think this is incredible.
Yes, we do. This happens a lot of times. In fact, almost every day, And look, there is some sort of a, semantic barriers are there for sure, that we can't be there and we always feel. But like a couple of weeks ago, I knew I have some time to spare. So I was there in Chandigarh, me, Abhay, Amazer and Gaurav, we were all together. We spent some quality time, discussed a lot of things, musical and non-musical, but related to the band, right? And a lot of other things, that are always there. And, so definitely that thought is always there, what you just said. But another thing, that the question that you had just asked about previous Rudra and the Rudra now and the way we are producing and composing music now, I think something that has been added and which we all are very, very proud of is the organic, is the natural maturity that has come inside, all of us. So I think individually, because I have known these people now for about what, I think 5 years,
Yes,
right?
more than 5 years.
So more than 5 years. So I have seen the evolution. I have seen the compositions, how they were probably when they were being made probably 5 years ago, and what they have come to now, And of course, composition is never complete. It will always be evolving and it will always go on. You'll never be satisfied, even after you've released. That's the beauty of it. But with this structure, with so many, mature heads, coming together and doing these such Zoom calls, and, this is how we actually made structures
This is
of
our
our
workspace.
so
So at the moment, I mean, Akshay is definitely talking like a manager that a manager should be. I mean, there's no other way about it for him. But what's this?
Yes, we are totally agree with him. We believe in him. That's why we are with him. I know Akshay from the past 6 years now. And apart from, manager band thing, we are also very good friends. मैं देहरादून जाता हूँ, अक्षय चंडीगढ़ आते हैं, हम पार्टी करते हैं साथ में. So it's good. It's more of a family like.
Sidharth, that I have never, until today, I have never met my band members yet. And still we have completed nearly 6 songs by now.
So you guys have not met each other till now.
No, not Pallav, actually.
We haven't met Pallav.
So Pallav, I mean, you're the youngest guy in the band, right? And the band's been around for 6 years, and you guys have not even met each other. I mean, how does this even happen? I don't understand this.
This journey, it's been a very interesting one. And I feel this deep connection with all 4 band members. And whenever, I have been doing music since more than 15 years now. And still I feel like I never met musicians with such similar mindsets and all. Because whenever we do things, whenever Gaurav, gives me lyrics or any bar of this away makes some kind of music and sends to me, then I feel like, यार ये तो मैं भी ऐसा ही सोच रहा था.
Another very important question. Where do you find him? I'm asking the rest of the band members because this is a very important question. How did you find him?
After our ex-guitarist left the band, so I can still remember Gaurav was still on bed. He was resting on the bed due to his recovering. Yeah. So I used to call him and I used to motivate him because, that was a very dark time for all of us. But I was I really wanted to, to motivate him somehow. I called him every day. I used to tell him yes, we're going to do this. We're going to definitely do music. We're not going to leave it. And no matter what happens, life has given us another second chance and we're going to do it. Then me and Gaurav started working from home only. And we Akshay, till then Akshay hasn't joined our band. So it was just me, Gaurav and Amazer. So then Gaurav told me we need a new guitarist. So yeah, definitely. So we started searching for guitarists. So we took auditions of I think so 10, 12 guitarists. And we were not amazed with any of them. No offense to anyone, but we didn't feel any connection with them. It was nothing yeah, that's exactly music that we want, that our band wants. Then there was a guy who's from Assam, who was a mutual friend. He was a friend of ours and he was a friend of Pallav. So he called me and he told me Abhay, you were searching for a guitarist, and I know this fantastic guy. His name is Pallav. He's from Assam. I know him personally, and he really wants to join a band. And I think so. You guys, he was our Cupid. So then we called Pallav. and we told him about like whatever the band was, and everything. We briefed him everything about, and we sent him this song which we like audition. We used to audition people. So the next day he sent, or the same day he sent like that song, and my mind and Gaurav's mind was blown, and it was really like goosebumpy solo, and we were like, no, I really want this. He was like, he's from Assam, how are we gonna manage? Like, I don't give a fuck, I really want to this guy to be in our band. He's the only one who's gonna be there and who's gonna help us to reach sky. So then we told him like we really love your solo, we really like how the way you play guitar, and we sent him.
So Amazon was just sitting there not saying anything. He was just let this happen.
No, Amazon, sorry, I'm really sorry, but he was also in the like in the process. Sorry, he was also like literally blown. He was he was not in the like on the acting terms, but yeah, whatever decision we take, we always everyone, we take everyone's vote. So he was also like really amazed, and he was like, yes, go for it. And then we sent him the second song, and he killed it again. And then we were like, listen, this is how it's gonna work now.
So I must take the name of this guy who was a mutual friend. His name is Rian Barwa. And this guy once he called me up and said that there's a band called Rudra who wants a guitarist, who their former guitarist has left the band and they are searching for a new one. So at the time I was, I always had a dream of joining a national level band, and we have a lot of bands in the Northeast region, if you already know. So this part is already musically very active. But I always wanted to join a band from the center, like Delhi. So and when I got this information from Rian, then I contacted Gaurav. He was the first one whom I called. So and then he said that this is like we are searching for a guitarist and we would like to audition you for this thing. So I was like, yeah, definitely, I'm very much interested, and send me some track which and I mean, like, what do I have to do to get into the band? And then they had sent me the track called Azadi, in which only Gaurav had put the vocals and Abhay had done the drums. And I think Amazar was also, the bass line was also there. And that's it. When I heard the first song for the first time without the guitars, I was like, "Ye band, isi mein jana hai. This is the type of band I was searching for." So that first song, it was my kind of zone. Okay, it was totally my kind of zone, and that's why I could play something which these guys really liked. But the second song was very difficult for me. The second song, which we are going to release in a couple of weeks, I think.
But the important part is for me to ask you your inspiration. Where does that come from? Because a song like Azadi, it talks about freedom. Your inspiration should come from somewhere. How do you have the inspiration? Where does it come from? When you guys are sitting in all different parts of India, thankfully not the world, and Palla will come to you and say, okay, maybe I can play this also. And then suddenly you decide, okay, this is the way it's going to be. I mean, what is the inspiration? How did Azadi come together?
Gaurav's writing are majorly on his experiences. Okay. So Azadi is a very positive song, and that's also the time when Gaurav was recovering. All right. And Gaurav, the situation the band was in, the situation was Gaurav in. It was, it was easily very demotivating for anybody, because, there's a lockdown, there's no business happening, you can't move. All you can do is sing and write songs, and you have nothing to do. How easily can, in the vulnerability is so high that anybody can be very easily demotivated. So this was, this was like how do I say it? This was just like something like a comeback, for Gaurav while he was writing this, So Azadi, I think it's a very positive song, right? We won't talk too much about it right now because it's still in the pipeline.
Now, your music writing style, Rudra, that was there back then with Gaurav with his long hair and being the freak that he was and being the freak that he is even now. I mean, the strength. When I say freak, I don't mean in a crazy way, But I need to ask this question because he is someone who's motivated the songwriting style that you guys have. So how do you come together and start working on it? Is it Gaurav who says maybe we should write about this, or one of you guys will come together and say you write, we'll put this stuff together? What I'm talking about is this amalgamation between the songwriting, the lyrics, and then the tune that comes to place, and everybody coming together to make the rhythm happen, which Rudra is the band.
So Rudra before used to just jam in and pick some phrases and just fit in the right structure. But now since we can't jam due to all the circumstances, so what we do is Gaurav send his own writings and like a basic chord structure and the song to us, and then we listen to it, then we digest it for days. And then I create the first thing is I create drums for that. And after that, Amazer puts his bass line in that. And after that, that raw piece of music, we send it to Pallav, all the way to Assam. Then he listens to it and then he adds his magic. Like he adds fillers to it, he adds music to it, he adds his solo to it. He adds multiple things, keys also, and then again we listen to it. Then again, if someone wants to pitch in or whatever, feel some structuring fault or whatever. Even Akshay is the part of the music making process, and we are very glad to do it like this. We tried to do that with a test audience also. We took some 10 people. We initially we to ask them to give us reviews about this song. And by the way, this is not something which is mixed and mastered in the proper studio. It is just us recording at our homes. So after that, then we do that. We are very happy with that. Then we send it to mix and master for the for the studio, and then song is done.
Lockdown में मैंने already I have write 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I guess so songs which are based on reality, to be very honest. मेरा जैसे accident हुआ तो I have a song for that कि accident में क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, what was the situation.
You guys are making my job really difficult, because I'm trying to figure out as to what Rudra is all about. I'm getting tidbits from here and there. So what happened? I mean,
few days back we were going to Kasol, जो हमारा actually there was a concert over there, but that got cancelled. So that's why we are stuck in Chandigarh. And at that time, I guess 21st or 20th को जब जनता कर्फ्यू होना था, so we were not much aware of it because we were busy in shows and everything. And हमें नहीं पता था कि ये इतना लंबा जाएगा. We were like कि एक ही दिन का है, तो हम just घर पे थे, हमारे पास सामान नहीं था खाने का. So we were just went out थोड़ा सामान लेने के लिए कि कल कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है, थोड़ा सामान इकट्ठा कर लो. And just गए, and I was sitting in the car backside, and my friend was sitting in the front. There was a driver and a girl along with me, and I was just talking to him my very good friend. And suddenly for the 1 second, just for the 1 second, my eyes got closed. And after 1 second, when my eyes got open, I got to know it was not 1 second, it was almost 3-4 hours. And I was lying on stretcher, and there was a lot of people around that. I don't know कौन थे वो लोग, क्या थे वो लोग, बस कुछ हो रहा था जैसे फिल्मों में होता है, इधर उधर जा रहे हैं, क्या हो रहा है मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं लगा कि क्या हुआ है.
But are you okay now?
एक साल तक तो मैं बेड पे सिर्फ लेटा ही, इसी बेड पे सिर्फ लेटा ही हुआ था. Now I can sit and walk with the stick, and I'm recovering fast now.
Amazer भाई कुछ बोलना चाहिए?
I want to talk because that's that Gaurav gives very motivating to us, because he sees a lot of things, but his man is stronger than us, more than stronger man. And God bless you, man. God bless you, rock and roll, Gaurav.
Now, when you come together as a band, the amount of singles that you guys have is fascinating. But what more is happening in the future? More singles, or like I said, maybe the trilogy on the way? Let us know.
We have already released 4 singles. The first single we released was Shankar Sankat Harna, which is a folk song from the Himachal, from the Himalayas, and then they sort of fused it with their own composing style, and and they released it. After this was another original that came out. It was called Kalyug, again a rock song. The third song that recently got out was Maine Suna Hai, and the most recent one is Keh Lene Do. So these are the four songs that we have released. All the songs are available on all the DSPs, digital streaming platforms. They are, of course, available on YouTube, and and yes, so we are all ready to come out with a lot more. Like I said, the coming quarter or 2 quarters, the only major thing that we need to do right now is to just release music, because like you guys already know, because of Gaurav's health, he's recovering fine, he's recovering well. We are really hoping that he gets well soon. So things going that way, life of performance as of today is still a question mark. But yeah, while we get ready to hit the stage again, we sort of are marinating ourselves into this. This is also a time when a lot of external changes in the music circuit are happening. All right. A couple of years ago, there was a shift from, physical distribution to, let's say, digital distribution of music. There was a lot, and whenever there's a shift, there's a lot of uncomfort around, because, you take time to adjust. Right. And I think in a couple of years now, we will see another major shift. Probably how we are seeing NFTs are popping in, and, things are really changing. So as a manager, what I'm focusing on is that I want to make this band future ready. All right. So yes, at the artistic end, we are working on a compositions. We are, again, like I told you, I feel that it's a much mature phase where the compositions are being released. We are able to release our compositions. We are able to do justice to the writings that are there. And with every song, I think we'll do something better. But talking from the business's point of view, we are focusing a lot on our digital presence. All right. And also we're trying to, explore the areas where how we can, make synergies with, with the NFT world, how we can do, what we can do. Do we have enough base or not? So we're trying to start the research on that. But you will now, for at least another 2.5 years, you will see a lot of releases happening. Once things get better, you will see a very, very different avatar of Rudra, right? Well, not the negative one, but yeah, like, when we say avatar of Rudra, we mean Tandav happening, but no, not that. But, you will see a very, very different avatar of Rudra, a very, very different production. Our live performances will now not just be a performance, it will be an act. All right. And trust us, we are already working on it.
Hearing your stories and what you guys are all about, let me tell you one thing. For me, it's an inspiration listening to your stories. Gaurav, please recover as fast as you can. We need you on stage. You being a flautist and being, I think, the most important part of the band, because you got these guys to come together. I mean, that too in COVID time. Pallav being the youngest is waiting to play. Amazer is not talking much, but he will definitely come. वो बिरयानी खाता है, फिर बोलता है कि मैं आएगा. And that's what is important, You guys are all chilled out, but what you're about is really inspiring. I think it's important that, you guys give us hope with your music through Rudra. And hopefully we'll talk to you again on Indiegaga. I'm going to keep in touch with you guys. It's very important that I do, because you guys give me inspiration as well.
Thank you so much, Sidharth. Thank you so much, Sidharth.
You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for giving us the time to be on Indiegaga. All of you, God bless.